fun times. Here's how bad housing affordability is from CNBC.
I like that.
Prices in April rose 6.3% compared with April 2023. So we're up 6.3%. This is from the S&P CoreLogic. So one of my favorite people, the CoreLogic folks. Home prices are now 47% higher than they were in early 2020, with the median sales price now 5 times the median household income. Ouch, that hurts. Half of all renter households, more than 22 million. Wow. Spent more than 30% of their income on housing this year, which is considered cost burdened.
Yeah, some people are, just by owning a home with that 6.3, it's like they're making just as much income, just having a home than going to work.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right? Especially if they bought a home that, it's worth now 700. They bought it probably like at 200-300. It's like, think about that now.
Yeah.
700
that's
times
like
6.3.
That's like 42,000.
That's
your house is getting more job pay raises than you yourself are. So might as well just keep paying your house down.
Yeah, because some areas are even getting like 10-12%.
Those are bonuses. I know.
Well,
right?
I think
10% bonus.
the year-over-year reading. I don't remember what month it is we did it on the show, but like the San Diego one was like 11.3, and I was like, wow, year-over-year San Diego back up 11.3 since 2023 at the same month.
Yeah.
And like that's great. That's wonderful actually for the whole region. But again, that's hard if you could afford at the 2023 price, and you can't in the 2024. Well, shoot, you were in the game and now you're on the sidelines.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you may have all this equity, but a lot of people, again, we go back to affordability because the rates are there. You can't even touch it.
Yeah, they don't do anything with it. Yeah. But they should.
And then they're like, well, wait a minute. I got up to 500,000 because I married capital gains, but some of these people are making 800, 700,000. And it's like now they have to pay capital gains on that,
on the
remainder balance,
Yeah. And I think we've tried to advocate pretty regularly here for putting stale money to work or stale equity to work, whether that's upgrading your house, modernizing your house, working on your yard, adding a room, building a second story, building an ADU or a junior ADU, garage conversion. So, we've talked plenty enough about what you can do if you have a lot of equity and you're stuck. And maybe you actually own a house and you can't afford the move-up house. So we talked in the segment ago, like the move-up market is, I'll say dead. It's not really dead, but it's mostly dead. But maybe using some of that equity in your house right now is the right way to go.
Yeah, no, exactly. And what's crazy about this is appreciation is going up and the interest rates are going up. That tells you right there that this is pretty crazy to see that. Because normally when rates go up, your property values go down.
Yeah.
So it's like, when have we seen this? Right? Like this is just crazy.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is underpinned by inventory.
Yeah. And so I do believe, affordability is really, really bad. The last couple of months, we've been seeing that. You have to get creative. You have to try to figure out certain things, what to do in order to get them to qualify. And sometimes they think that a consumer will come in, I want to qualify for X amount, but you can't.
No.
You'll have to pay certain things down. You'll have to go and ask for a pay raise. There's certain things that we're requesting for our consumers to do more of nowadays than we did before.
Yeah.
And even with the people that are earning high incomes, I mean, there's still their debt to income ratios. You're still making, 6 figures, but your debt to income ratio and the debt that you're paying monthly is eating away at your purchase power.
Yeah.
So you're making, good amount of money, but you're also paying out a lot. And that puts a strain on what you can afford and not. And if you're on one single income, it's going to be even more tough. You unfortunately do need, a double or maybe even a triple. Depending on where you're buying or, what you want to get into.
Side hustles are real.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially if you're trying to accomplish something financially, whether it is paying off your debt or just paying off your debt to pay it off, or paying it off so you can increase your debt to income ratio, make it healthier, get qualified for more. This episode's going to come out in July, first week of July. So, what is it you guys think are going to happen? What's going to happen this summer? I mean, we're in the summer season. Like, this is summer buying season. Yeah. What do you think what's this going to mean?
I mean, there hasn't been, usually in the past years, we see a lot of momentum. Right after, it's like March kind of, people are still kind of going. April, we start seeing that momentum. People are just going. It hasn't felt like that.
And I know part of it around here is people moving schools. Like, I'm in this district, or my kid's going to junior high or high school. We're going to move to a new neighborhood before they go to the new school, whatever, or they want to go to a specific school. That's traditionally something that we can usually have projections for. Like a certain percentage of deals are going to be like this for that reason. Yeah. I haven't really heard a lot of that this year.
No, because it's different.
I think, again, it goes with the situational transactions of people that, if they need to move, they'll move. But if there's nothing that needs to be fixed, then right now they're like, hey, I'd rather not even touch my, my payment. I'm good where I'm at. We can hold it off another year. But those people that already were basically in the motive of wanting to sell, they were just waiting for things to clear up. They're going to still transact, but it's not going to be at the levels that were before. There's still going to be, some sort of transactions, but it's not going to be at the levels that we've used to for summers. But,
well, no, of course. Again, affordability is crazy. Like, okay, how often do you get a pay raise?
Well, every year depend. I mean, for some people, it's every year or maybe every 3 years.
Yeah, there's some people. I mean, I was just on the treadmill 2 days ago, and my buddy works with Amazon as a truck driver, and they always load everything as much as they can, just load. He's like, I'm not getting paid any extra, and so they're like, hey, no problem. They ended up promoting him a couple months, but they're not paying him for a promotion. So it's like, well,
interesting.
What's going on, right? So it's not like you're getting the promotion. A lot of times you're getting promoted to a kind of higher level, but the income doesn't follow.
So he got a promotion in like job title, but not in years, but not.
Just got more responsibility.
No. He's been there for a little over a year and a half, so I don't think it's going to be a year. It's just going to be probably in performance, what have you. But what I'm going with this is, we don't get pay raises as often when we work for a corporation. Usually it's going to be a year, 2 years later, and if it is, it's going to be a low amount, maybe 1% Some people get lucky with 3-4%. But when you're talking with this article here, and it says that home prices are now 47% higher than they were in early 2020. How do you keep up with that if your income is not going up? Of course, here's the bad housing affordability.
Yeah, median sales price now 5 times the median household income, according to study.
So
the math isn't mathing.
That's a huge
the
gap.
math isn't mathing.
That's a huge gap.
That's where we're at. But those are the realities, guys. That's just what it is. And, we talked earlier about 2026. Yes, it's going to take some time before we start seeing some type of relief come in.
Yeah, and this is unfortunately bad news for renters as well, because you have it just goes down the line, right? So if the cost of acquiring real estate is higher for an investor and they're going to rent that house out, I mean, how often do we see rents go up? Every year, right? You get a brand new lease or a lease extension. Well, in San Diego, I can go up this amount every single year, and people are doing that. So there's a crunch happening, even if you aren't on the ownership side. It's just that shelter affordability is now wildly, I'll say, out of control, for lack of a better explanation. But you saw what they say here. They said half of the renter households. They said 12 million of those households spend more than half their income on rent. Can you imagine dumping 50% of your money every month just to your rent? That's crazy. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. There's also here, for homeowners, 20 million are considered cost burden by their monthly payments.
So I saw that and I was like, I don't know what they mean by cost burdened. Like what I think about it more than once a week. I don't know what that means. But
yeah, for me, I'm just thinking like they're just having a difficult time even making their mortgage payments. When I'm taking 20 million of those people,
Yeah. Well, and think about how many people, but think about the antithesis of that. Think about how many people that have a 3% rate where they're not cost burdened could be because of that, right? So I understand the idea. I'm just saying, what's the definition of cost burden, really?
I'm just thinking, just with everything. Now you go to hamburger, get a hamburger. It's like $20 an hour. Here we go, right? Like the dollar menu and the value menu aren't there anymore. It's $20, right? So it's inflation. So I think they're burdened, and we do feel it. You feel it in everything that you do. Everything's just so burning.
Arizona iced tea used to be 99 cents. Now it's pushing 150.
Dude, hey, you remember they used to actually? It used to be. They used to put it on the can.
99 cents.
The can used to say 99.
And you knew if somebody was upcharging it, you're like,
yeah.
Put a little mortgage juice. I'm sorry.
What's the brand that's closing? Is it Dollar Tree or the Dollar Store?
No, 99 cents. 99 cents closed.
99 cents closing, and then I know. So it's the other one, Dollar Tree. There's a Dollar Tree not too far from us.
Dollar Tree, Dollar General.
Everything's $1.25.
It was cool. I heard one of the Jibba guys, the prank caller Jibba, and he calls a $1.99 store, and he's like, "What do you guys have in there? We have the cases of Q-tips. You got to get. Can you tell me what the cost for that is?" $1. Okay. Do you sell toothbrushes with toothpaste? Yeah, we also have that. What's the cost of that?
How much is that?
$1. Okay. If I was to buy five of it, it was the best thing.
That's hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Well, you guys, I had asked you a couple minutes ago what you thought would happen this summer, and I'm going to make a prediction for myself in this new segment, which is because supply is growing through the spring. I think we're going to have a better summer than 2023, but there's the asterisk. I think that it will be slower pending inventory. I think that May, slowest in pending inventory or pending sales since 2001. I think it's going to be the second slowest in June and second slowest in July.
All right.
I think those are going to be 3 in a row, and our summer will be slow, even though there'll be more sales this summer than there were last summer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I just don't think the price cuts isn't the end all be all.
Yeah.
Inventory's got to show up, but affordability is just killing people.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. So
I do agree with that.